Today, in your notebook, we will be on page 55, talking about the British attacking Americans in the embargo of 1807. This will be the end of Thomas Jefferson's presidency, and we have talked about domestic issues, meaning issues that took place in America, but now we have to talk about some foreign issues, meaning outside the country, going on as well. We are going to start with something called impressment. So, currently, Thomas Jefferson is our president, and he was very pro France, which means the English were not so happy with us. And as we had the XYZ affair with Adams, we are going to have the same kind of effect with England. But instead of this time, they are just taking our goods, they are also taking our sailors. So Britain, who was at war with France, would seize or take American ships and force American sailors to join the British Navy. Now, this is a big deal because not only are they our own people, they know lots of things about the inner workings of our country, right? So now we are basically hoping that these American sailors don't go and tell these British Navy people what is going on inside our own country. George Washington had warned us to stay away, and we just keep kind of sticking our nose in businesses where it probably does not belong. And in 1807, a British ship will actually attack a U.S. ship called the Chesapeake and kill 3 Americans. Now, this is something that our country does not take lightly. Anytime an American is harmed on foreign water or land, we usually erupt in a war. However, Thomas Jefferson had reduced the size of the military. He didn't like that central government being too strong. And so we were kind of scaling back. We didn't have that much money, and we weren't really prepared to go to war, as well as you will see other wars taking place at the exact same time dealing with Americans. So you're going to write this EQ down in your notebook. Why was Britain attacking American ships? Now we have to talk about something called the Barbary Wars, which are also taking place at the same time England is stealing our sailors and making them join the British Navy. These are pirate wars. So I'm sure we have all seen the Pirates of Caribbean. It's kind of like the same idea. So pirates off the coast of North America were attacking ships. This is not a new thing. This is not something that just started happening in the 1800s. This has been happening for hundreds of years. But what changed about this is when we were colonists, we were under the protection of the best navy in the world, England. So the pirate ships off the coast of Africa were not willing to try to seize British Navy ships. However, the U.S. Navy is still not that great. And so these pirates are going to start attacking U.S. ships. And in fact, behind the scenes, the pirates were being paid off by both England and France to kind of attack our ships, and then they would get a little bit of a cut of what the pirates took. For protection, England and France would protect these pirates from going to jail or getting really hurt in the process. Now, the only way to get these pirates to stop attacking our ships was if we paid a tribute or a fee or a tax. Now, Jefferson was not willing to do that, right? He did not feel that was fair. Hey, you're taking my things. Why do I have to pay money? And so instead, he is going to attack these pirates to end it. But we will also see Jefferson's response to finding out England and France are also kind of behind this. And this is his response. In response to the British acts, Jefferson is going to pass an embargo act, which means he is not going to allow us to trade with any other countries, right? This is us right here. We are not allowed to trade with South America. We are not allowed to trade with Europe. We are not allowed to trade with Africa. We are staying simply in our own country. Now, he's doing this because he realized these people are hurting us. They're not helping us at all. And he's kind of going back to what George Washington said, hey, we need to keep just our business in our business. But what ends up actually happening is instead of just protecting our ships in this water, we actually hurt the American economy terribly. And Jefferson's presidency kind of starts to go downhill at this moment. And so it actually hurts all three regions of our country. In New England, we were not allowed to ship anymore, so the commercial shipping industry declined. Our grain prices dropped in the middle of America, and so we had no way to make money off of grain or food. And lastly, the southern economy really dropped because we are not sending out any cash crops to make money with any of these places. So the Embargo Act really just hurt America instead of protecting America. And Congress will actually realize that we are really struggling as a country and is going to overturn the failed embargo. And because of this, because Jefferson did not get his way, he's actually going to decide to not run for a third term as president. Now, that in itself is a conversation because George Washington had also said there is a 2-term limit. And now Thomas Jefferson was trying to run for a third term. So he was already kind of in this place of teetering about making America better, or is he making America worse? But because Congress had responded so negatively to his idea, he actually kind of, in a sense, stomped his feet and ran away from being the next president again. And here you go. So for your elbow partner, you are going to ask each other, what law prevented Americans from trading with other countries? And then you're going to answer your EQ. Why did the Embargo Act end up hurting the American economy? And that is where we are going to end about the end of Thomas Jefferson's presidency. Kind of started off on a really big high. He was really helping out America. Kind of had, Chief Justice John Marshall in place and really kept America going with the Supreme Court cases, and then kind of ended in a little bit of a low place.